When I was a senior at Sumner High School, I knew that I wanted to go to college. But where was I going to go to college? How was I going to get to college? My mother was a domestic. She made $3 a day plus a car fare. That was my encouragement. So that's why I accepted the challenge to enter into the suit with the NAACP to go to the School of Mines.
In late 1949, when George Horne was considering going to college, there were really only two options for African-American students in the state of Missouri: Lincoln University in Jefferson City and Stowe Teachers College in St. Louis. The University of Missouri Board of Curators in 1949 had called upon state legislators to pass a law integrating public colleges and universities. And when that effort failed, the NAACP in Missouri decided to pursue a legal remedy.
My neighbor was, his name was Dr. Curtis, and he knew that I was graduating from high school, and he asked me if I was interested in going to engineering school. So evidently, looking at it back in those days, I think that he had a connection with the NAACP.
A team of NAACP lawyers partnered with the University of Missouri Board of Curators in requesting a declaratory judgment from the Cole County Circuit Court. And in summer 1950, they got a judgment ordering the admission of George Horne and Elmer Bell Jr. to the Missouri School of Mines and Gus Ridgel to the graduate program in economics at the University of Missouri. And in late summer, Horne and Bell arrived in Rolla, where they encountered the segregation and bigotry of the community.
After we left there, the registrar's office, we went to the residence and put our luggage and belongings in the residence. Then we wanted something to eat. When we got to the restaurant, they refused to serve us. Then the dean called us back. Evidently, the restaurant called the dean. The dean called us back and told us that we could not, frequent those places. And he would try to get somewhere for us to eat. The cafeteria wasn't open during that freshman orientation week. We had nowhere to eat but out of the grocery store. Got a can open. They tried to help. They did as much as they could because they couldn't run the city or the things like that. They could only do things for the university. And they did what they could do. They were very helpful, trying to help, but they didn't solve all the problems.
Even though Horne and Bell found professors who were very supportive during their first semester at the Missouri School of Mines, they grew weary of the bigotry of the Rolla community and of the racism of some of the white students, and they decided that they would transfer after their first semester.
I'll say that the treatment, we weren't used to that type of treatment. We grew up in a black community. We had no, association with whites that felt that way about blacks at that time. We couldn't understand it. I think we visited Columbia and we found that there was a large black community in Columbia, and we assembled right in that community. We had no problems after that. I actually wanted to be a chemical engineer, and we stayed in Columbia until we got drafted.
It was a slow process of integration. In the 50s, the campus never had more than 6 African-American students in any one year, and did not have a graduate until 1956 when Silas Garrett graduated with a degree in physics. But there have to be pioneers to start an integration movement, and what we have here is one of the two pioneers of integration at the Missouri School of Mines and Metallurgy, George Horne.
You look back and you say, what if I had stayed there? Where would I be now? And I don't think I would change anything. I think Rolla was a good experience for me. Even it wasn't fruitful for me, it was fruitful for others that came after me. So I did some good.